All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I'm going to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Dash. I said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem Dash. We give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and to you hopeful elect on the four corners of the planet Earth that's fighting, that's pushing this truth with all sincerity, honesty, and faith. When the time of the end, I'm just going to pull this up real quick. I always like to get this pulled up. Simon, I wish I could do it, but as soon as it comes in, there we go. So as you can see the title of the video, we have a World War III update and end time news. There we go. We have a World War III update and end time news video. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So it's World War III update and end time news. Things are taking place. I usually like to do these at least once a week. Let the stories, at least build up. But tensions are high, man. Tensions are really high in the world as you see it today. And these are the prophecies Yahweh Shem Yahushua told us would happen on his coming. So we're supposed to watch because it says what? It's not going to catch us as a thief unawares, man. It's just like a wife that waits for, or a spouse wife that waits for her husband, man. That wedding day. That wedding day where you bond with your promise. You know what I'm saying? We see stories in the scriptures where certain women were promised to certain men, and the book of Tobit comes to my mind. That was set for pretty much that husband to meet that wife, and that time is coming, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Shalom to those that are on the comment board and that are watching right now. Lord willing, this is the edifying news update. Let me go ahead. There's a few important things that are taking place, man. War is what we looking for, because once that happens, this chip is pushed on a heavy level, and that war is right around the corner. Everything is happening simultaneously, So let me go ahead and share my screen. We'll jump right into these news stories. All right. All right. So let's jump right into it. It's like the computers better not freeze on me. Hey, shalom, shalom. So let's go ahead and jump right into this news story. Let me see myself. Let's jump right here. The first story we have is that Russia's warning the U.S. Okay, Russia's warning the U.S. All right, because there's getting ready to be a meeting between Biden and Putin coming up soon. But look what Russia says. It says Russia warns U.S. of uncomfortable signals ahead of Biden-Putin summit. Come on, man. What uncomfortable signals? What does that mean? What's going to be happening, man? So these things are leading up, because during the Cold War, it wasn't like this. It was more sophisticated pop shots. Now it's getting very reckless. Okay, things are being taken place on war games. All these things war can pop off at any time. So that's why we are to pray and watch, because it can happen at any moment. All right, the Lord is speeding time up. We don't want the kingdom quicker than Yahweh Shem Shai. That's why he says for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. So the Father wants it quicker than we do. So things can happen moment by moment, man. All right, especially with what's going on with the Jabberwocky. That's going on a high level right now, and they're going to intensify. So let's go ahead and read the article. And it says Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Sergei Rabakov said Monday the country wanted to send the U.S. uncomfortable signals ahead of the meeting between President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Geneva next month, Reuters reports. So they said they want to send these signals. That's why the Lord said he's stirring up the needs, man. All right. They stirring up because they're not sitting like, they don't want war. They want war. Why would you send a signal to somebody you don't want to tussle with? All right. You don't go and poke a dog that's sitting in the cage where it says beware a dog, and it's like a sandlot dog. You don't go poke that dog, man, unless you want the smoke, you want the problems. All right. It says Russia also announced it would be enhancing its military presence at its western border. It says the Americans must assume that a number of signals from Moscow would be uncomfortable for them, including in the coming days. Rabakov said, according to the Russian RIA news agency. And I'm gonna show you one of those signs. What happened? See, that's why you gotta watch, man. If you don't watch, you're gonna miss these things. All right, because they're taking place right as in the midst. So what took place a little bit ago? U.S. Navy tracks Russian vessel off Hawaii coast near missile range. And what happened? And then there was something that happened with the actual missile. There was a test going on, and the missile malfunctioned. Okay, this is what I've been reading into it, but it malfunctioned while that frigate was by their test range. So either Russia's testing some kind of weapon or it's not a coincidence. Why is that frigate right there, man? I'm gonna let this video load. Maybe we can play it. If not, I'm gonna read the article. Let me go ahead and read the article while this loads up. We won't depend on that. It says the U.S. Pacific Fleet is closely tracking a Russian Navy surveillance ship which has been operating off the coast of Hawaii near the crucial American missile range. The U.S. Navy Institute USNI reported that the vessel off the coast of Kaula for the last few days was the Russian Navy Vihania class Auxiliary General Intelligence AGI ship. All right, so Russia's sending it right to Hawaii, man, right to Hawaii, and just not any place where America tested missiles. So that's not a coincidence. That means Russia knows where it tests their missiles, and it sent that frigate there, man. See, now everything wants to try to freeze on me, man. Hope y'all about Shimei allows it to go through, man. So what's taking place right now? This is animosity. These are the uncomfortable signs that Russia said would come to the meeting with Vladimir Putin. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Now it wants to freeze on me, man. If it freezes, I'll be back on. I have to restart it and come back on, man. Lord willing, I don't have to do that. See, when you try to do something off on the internet, nothing will go wrong. Nothing. Let you try to do something concerning the scriptures, and you'll have all kinds of mayhem happen, man. Yup, there we go. Freezing. There it goes. Okay, let's read it. Let's go back and read it. It's unfreezing for me. And it says the ship operating just outside U.S. territory waters around 13 nautical miles west of the island. All right, so Russia's getting pretty close, man. It says international waters start at 12 nautical miles from the sovereign coastline. So they went a mile more than what they should be. So they right at the cusp because you can practically float into that 12-mile range. It says Kaula is the location of the Pacific Missile Range Facility, Barking Sands, which is used by the Navy and Missile Defense Agency to test fire missiles. The site is a range where submarines, surface ships, aircraft, and space vehicles, and what? Space vehicles, because Esau has his space technology. space vehicles can operate and be tracked simultaneously. The Honolulu Star Aviator reports that the Russian ship had delayed a missile defense agency missile test. So they even interrupted a missile test while being there. U.S. U.S. Pacific Fleet spokesman Captain John Gay said in a statement that the U.S. Navy was aware of the Russian vessel operating in international waters in the vicinity of Hawaii, adding that it would continue to track it through the duration of its time there. Through maritime patrol aircraft, surface ships, and joint capabilities, we can closely monitor all vessels in the Indo-Pacific area of operations, Gay said. Gay did not mention the ship's name. The ship had not been broadcasting an automated identification system, AIS signal. Let's go down. So the main thing about this is showing you that Russia promised uncomfortable things ahead of the so-called meeting, and what happened? You've seen a Russian frigate on a missile test range that Babylon uses. So Russia's sending a signal. We know where you test your missiles at. All right. So these are the groaning pains of this third world war. Okay, these are taking place. The prophecies are coming, man. All right. And it says Americans must assume that a number of signals from Moscow, this is back in that article, will be uncomfortable for them, including in the coming days, Ragaval said, according to Russian RA news agency. According to I'm butchering this guy's name. We'll call him Rab. Russia was prepared to respond to Biden's remarks on Sunday, in which he said he would call on Putin to respect human rights during their June meeting. I'll be meeting with President Putin in a couple weeks in Geneva, making it clear that we will not stand by and let him abuse those rights, Biden said during a Memorial Day service held Sunday in Delaware. The foreign minister official claimed Russia was more flexible than the United States when it came to putting together an agenda for the Geneva summit. Reuters note that the relationship between U.S. and Russia are at a significant lows, exasperating by the imprisonment of opposition leader Alex Navalny, military buildup at the Ukraine border, and the allegations of election hacking. So these are all the growing pains that Yahweh Shah is putting on the world right now, man. Okay, because it's going to happen simultaneously, and this is the Most High speeding this thing up. It's not us. It's not Russia. It's not. If it was up to Russia and America, they'd be cool. But it's not going to happen that way, because how do we know this is biblical? Because what did the Lord use in the ancient world? We go back to the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, all right, in the book of Daniel. And you see, it says what? A succession of nations, nation fighting against nation, nation fighting against nation, taking down each other, all right? You had the Medes, the Medo-Persian Empire. You had the Greeks, all right? You had the Roman Empire, all right? And then that transitions onto what? The 10 toes, where you have the EU and NATO. All these things are on the actual statue. So what's going to happen is going to be what? The Lord is going to be the says all be all, because he's going to come down as that mountain that's going to break the feet, man. All right. And it's going to grow in the planet Earth, which is a rulership. That's what we're waiting on. That's why we can see these things coming down the pipe. This is nothing new, because the world don't pay attention to the scriptures no more. But the scriptures haven't changed. It's on the same program that it was in the ancient world. So the Lord used other nations to take down other nations. So what you're seeing now is just the culmination of a third world war. War is coming. All right, this is Isaiah 13. We'll start at 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Let's jump down to 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up. See this part right here? It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes. So the Lord is the one that's stirring Russia up. He's working on their minds. So it's not anything anybody's doing or have any kind of say in it. It's the Lord that's stirring it up. He's the one that brought that ship by the coast of Hawaii, man. Okay, by the coast of Hawaii to say what we here, and we know where you test your weapons at, and it even interrupted the test. Let's go down. This says what? Rouse up oneself, awaken. That's why it says what? Awaken, incite. Let's look up what this word incite means. So all you see right now is the Lord working on the planet Earth by way of what? His angels. All right. That's why it says in Revelations, the angels on the four corners holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth to what? The elect be sealed. So what's happening right now? The more the elect is sealed, the elect is the time clock. When the elect is sealed, the Lord is going to allow these things to take place on planet Earth because his loved ones are sealed, and none of those loved ones are going to fall from his hand. It says to encourage, stir up violence or unlawful behavior, urge or persuade someone to act in a violent or unlawful way. So the Lord is promoting or inciting these Russians, these Edomite Russians, to what? To act in a violent or unlawful way. So that them being by the coast of Hawaii is an antagonist move, man. Okay, just like when the U.S. goes on the border of Russia, that's an antagonistic move. So all these things are leading up to that war. Let me open it one more time. So it says what? Stir up. So the Lord is stirring up this spirit of war in the planet Earth. It says rouse oneself, awaken, incite, to rouse oneself, awake, to be roused, to stir up, rouse, incite, to be excited, to triumphant, to rouse, stir up, to act in a abused manner, awake. So all you're seeing right now is this stirring up of the minds, because he said that he's going to put an evil thought in their mind. And what's that evil thought? It's to destroy this place, to launch third thermonuclear ICBM weapons on the landmass, man. And it says the Medes, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Who's them? Babylon, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So they're not going to worry about no money. They're not going to worry about no payment. You're not going to be able to pay these men off. You're going to have to go toe to toe. Their bows, what's their bows? That's their missiles. All right. That's actually the bow will go into the silo. It says their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. And what bows can dash you into pieces? That's how you know this was not speaking about the ancient world. An ancient bow would impale you. All right, it would go into your skin. It would pierce you through, but it wouldn't dash you to pieces. So it was not talking about the ancient bows. All right, it's talking about a modern day bow and arrow, which is the missiles. That's why they call a nuclear weapon that's lost, they call it a broken arrow. Okay. It says, young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Because these missiles don't care. Just like you see Israel that's launching missiles on the Palestinians, they don't care. They hit civilians, they young, old, free, bond, it don't matter. It's gonna judge you, man. So that's what it's seeing and taking place right now, that this is the future of Babylon. Is a third World War conflict with Russia and their allies, which is going to lead to a total annihilation of this place. And then the angels are going to get down. So this is Jeremiah 50 and verse 3. Jeremiah 50 and verse 3. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall not make, it says, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both men and beasts. See? So this time of judgment is on the way, man. All right, it's on the way. So that's I'm gonna leave it on that on this article. If you want to check it out, here's the title of the article. And this is the other article too, if you want to look into this. All right, so let's jump into the next article that I found. is that you see a lot more earthquakes that are increasing through the planet Earth. All right, a lot more earthquakes. This article was let out actually today. All right, it says World Earthquake Report for Tuesday, 1st June 21st. Look at the earthquakes around the planet Earth, man. Summary: four quakes 5.0, 47 quakes 4.0, 108 quakes 3.0, 268 quakes 2.0, 421 total, man. That's showing you that the earth is shaking, man. When you would see a slight bit of earthquakes, now you see them on a drastic level. Why is that? Why is that? Let's go ahead and pull it. I'll read this a little bit of this article. No, there's not much on it. It's just telling you the magnitudes and the earthquakes. And then we had one just hit California coast, the biggest one in 20 years. The biggest one in 20 years hit off in California. I'm trying to see what this graph is telling. You can steady see the increase of these earthquakes, man. We getting ready to go home, man. These are the signs that we need to watch for. We don't watch for no damn TV shows or nothing like that. This should be what's on our mind, man. The coming about the husband, man, which is Yahweh Shai. When the Father sets him on the planet Earth to take this and set it right, man. If you don't want the Lord to come, you love darkness. The Lord got to come save us. If he don't come, there's going to be no flesh left. That's what you got to understand to yourself. This is not some playing games or I guess we can hold off. The Lord is saying if he don't rush, there's not going to be none of us left. That means Esau's planning on doing a lot of killing, man. A lot of killing. This is Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. What I just reported with Russia, China, their allies, is going on right now. It says, and there shall be famines. Are not famines happening? Do we not just have a strike on the so-called meat facility? All that is all planned, man. All those cyber attacks and different things. And Russia says you can rent their system. You can rent their ransomware. Russia has one of the top ransomware viruses in the world, and it's rentable. So anybody can rent their virus, their ransomware, and use it against another place. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. And that's what you see in here. So if we go on the world map of earthquakes, look at it. Salakia. But you see earthquakes that are in diverse places right now. You see them happening all over the planet Earth. All over the planet Earth. And look where the red ones are at. The red ones is shallow. That means they're right on surface, and they're happening in Babylon. All right. The shallowest earthquakes are happening right on Babylon. There's no greens, no reds, no blues. It's heavy earthquakes, man. All right. Let me read that one more time. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation. Salakia. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these were the beginning of sorrows. And we've been in these sorrows. These have been going on for a few years now, and they're starting to intensify and get at a larger rate. So what is that showing us? That's showing us that we're closer than we believe, man. All right? We're closer than we believe. All we have to do is just maintain, hold on to it, and we're gonna go home, man. That's why it says if we be of the Lord's, nothing can take us from Yahweh Shah's hands, man. All right. And then we have this flood situation that just took place in Texas. I'll show this real quick, and then this will be the last news story. So you got simultaneously, you have floods, you have earthquakes, you have pestilence, you have all these the skirmishes between nations, all these things that are taking place, man. Man, if this don't load, okay. Man, these commercials, man, golly. Now you saw plaguing the damn internet with these commercials. Come on, man. All right, there we go. Always trying to sell you something, man. Always trying to sell you something. These are some of the footage of some of the storms that's taking place right now. Oh, that car through, man. Police, police stranded. I'm just gonna go through some of these clips. Look, this was live on news. Look, Esau catching it, man. Look.
Swim. Leave. Gotta get out. Swim.
Look, he's sinking in that thing.
Swim. Leave the car. Swim. Leave the car. Swim.
Yeah, leave the car. No, take it with you. This is that's a bad day right there. It's a bad day. Oh, he's trying to get him. He's trying to get him a little medal or something.
Yes, we're here. Yes. Hey, we can hear you. Are you okay, sir? Okay. You okay? You just watch your step, sir. You gotta watch your step. Did you just not think the water was that deep? No, my car is under. Your car, you gotta leave the car.
Yeah, your car gone, bro.
Realize you just heard that gentleman tell us that he didn't think it was that deep. He went smack you out. You're okay. Did you think of the water itself?
I just thought it was just a puddle. Just thought it was a puddle, no more.
So you just basically underestimated the water?
Exactly. Yeah, and I had no idea that it's gonna go so deep. No idea.
Did you? What were you thinking the moment that
Man, he looked like he catch that for a reason. He looked like he's doing something.
Oh, I thought well, how am I gonna get out of here? So I opened the door. So I opened the door, and you were kind enough to tell me to swim, and that's what I did.
Let's get the precept real quick. This is the book of Isaiah 29 and verse 6. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 6. And it reads, it says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and flame of devouring fire," man. Tell me that ain't, look, this one video has how many proofs? It says what? North Texas earthquake today, floods in North Texas, and earthquake today in California. So the Lord is visiting this place, man. He's visiting it, and he's getting set to destroy it. But what is he waiting on? He's waiting on his word and the hopeful elect to be sealed, man. That's why this work we're doing is so important. This work is important because what? We're bringing out these news stories. We're bringing out the truth of the Bible, starting with the apostles and elders that have been kicking the true breakdowns, the true understanding. You got guys that are falling away from it. That's why it says, "Him that it hath, he shall be taken away from him," man. It's not a coincidence these guys are starting to lose it. I'm talking about these other Israelite groups because the Lord is taking what they had away, man. All right? So we're in that time, man. So let me read it one more time. "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm of tempest and flame of devouring fire. And the multitude of all the nations shall fight against Arel, even all that fight against her and her. No, that's it on that. That's going into something else. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I just wanted to bring these stories out. I got a few more videos to try to put together, but this is just one of those showing brothers and showing those that are paying attention. We got to watch, man. These things that are taking place is for our exit. These aren't just happening in the world. These are for the controversy of Zion, man. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is leading these nations to what? Somebody started laughing. Yeah, he catching it. It's catching it, man. You know, Esau's catching his issue, more, and that's how the curses work. They slowly start jumping until the next thing you know, you knee deep in it, man. All right. Esau's not gonna know he's in the curses, man, until that day them chains and whips start to cracking, man. Other than that, he's gonna blame it on natural disasters and this and that. But Lord willing, this is edifying. And with that, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makar. You say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bashem Makar. Till the next time, keep faith, keep fighting, keep pushing. We almost home. The Lord is coming for us, man. He's coming for his elect and he's coming for his loved ones, man. So keep faith and keep fighting and hold on to it. Shalom.